Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And today we are celebrating Valentine's Day. And what is the best way that we can celebrate Valentine's Day? It will be through forgiveness. Many of us were carrying many things from our past, from the place that we were raised from our parents and so forth. That's the first relationships that we saw working or not working for our parents. And that's the relationships that we have from others at the same time. And I came to understand after being in several marriages that in my third marriage, when I was getting beat up by my ex-husband and my dad was already dead, I searched for help, obviously first for my family, from my mother. My mother did not did absolutely anything. And she told me, well, you got married, you choose that husband, it is your problem. And I was so hurt, and I did not comprehend to what point I was so hurt that it had to happen, she dying and me getting married again and so forth. And until finally it hit me. It hit me because I've been searching why I'm carrying that much pain. And that pain, I see it reflected in my relationships. Well, I came to understand that that moment when I choose to ask her for help, because the battle woman syndrome actually really exists, and I was so scared, and I asked for my mother for help, I did not realize that she was also very, very scared. And not because of my relationship, it was because she was also raised by a person, my grandmother, that when she had problems at home, she told her, go back to your husband. It is your issue. You have to deal with that. So she never had the support neither from her family, her mother. So how was gonna ask her to give me that support to me? And at the same time, her sister asked her for the same thing, for that support when she was having issues with her husband. And my mother did not did anything because she couldn't have that support from her mother. So she thought that that was the norm. And yes, remember in that time, the women that get married in that time and it was getting beat up or getting abused or yelled at or abused in any shape or form, they stay in those marriages. So that was, you marry him, you die with him until the last day. Even it is, I beat up. Even if they beat up until you died. But the times have changed. We don't have to deal with those things, obviously. I'm not supporting those things. And I did not stay with that husband, obviously. But how I was asking for my mother in that pain that I was carrying to help me, to support me, when she cannot do it for herself or for her only sister that she had. So obviously she was gonna give me that same advice that she received and her sister received to deal with it and stay with him. And I have to go through everything alone, confronting all my fears alone and so forth, and asking for the divorce with the risk that he was telling me, you divorce me, I will kill you and so forth. And obviously it didn't happen, I'm still here. So when we ask to someone for something, do they have it for themselves? We have to question ourselves those things. And in your present relationship, you're asking for more love or a way of expressing their love to you. Are we actually giving it to ourselves first? Those questions I was asking myself. So I came to understand that the forgiveness, it is easier to forgive someone when you comprehend where they come from and not creating illusions what they should act or not. I saw a short reel in, I don't remember where social media I saw it, that it was a mother that received a phone call of her daughter, her husband was beating her, and she bring a chainsaw and the gas tank, and she was gonna go and defend her daughter. And that's what it triggered me, those memories. And it's like, oh, that mother is gonna really gonna defend her daughter. But in reality, if we think about it, we are the heroines in our own life. We cannot be waiting for your mother, your father, your someone to come and defend you. And how we're gonna guilt them if they don't do it? What fears, what triggered them, those fears? Because just that short reel triggered me. I'm not feeling love. But in reality, she did not knew better how to love me. She did not knew better how to confront the horrible situation that I was passing through. So I ask yourself, do you carry that same emotions to your relationship, to your future relationships? Because surely I did. I realized that I had even PTSD, that I was carrying that to my next husband that I have. So I recommend you to do a cleanup of all those traumas or all those triggers or all those emotions that you passed through because you did not have support from your family or ex-boyfriends that you have in or whatever you had, and you want to start a new relationship. Because if you want to start a new relationship, you're carrying all that baggage from your past to the next relationship that you have. All that trauma, all those triggers, they go to the next relationship. So I invite you to do a retrospective on what you're carrying. Many times when we let go a relationship, we don't let go those traumas. And to celebrate the Valentine's Day that is supposed to be only love and happy and romance and chocolate and flowers and all those kind of stuff the Hallmark really sell it to us. Because at the end, it is a way of looking for what we want and need. And we want to feel love. Every single human being wants to feel love and acceptance and listen and heard. How we're gonna ask someone to give us that to us when we don't do it to ourselves? When we start carrying all those traumas. Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Mónica Ramírez, la guerrera del amor. Los quiero invitar a un diplomado que es de transformación en metamorfosis, como mi libro que acaba de salir. Pero en este diplomado que vamos a hacer es por 12 semanas, va a ser conmigo en línea. No tienes que hacer esto solo, porque yo anteriormente me sentía que yo no valía, que yo no era suficiente. Y entonces, ¿cómo me iba a traer realmente la vida que yo quería? Tuve que hacer precisamente ese tipo de transformaciones y el trabajo interno para poder salir de donde me encontraba, dejando ir todos los traumas ancestrales que yo venía cargando, como todos ustedes, entender que era un programa para empezar. Y como programadora neurolingüística aprendí precisamente a remover esos programas y a poner los programas que yo quiero tener en mi vida para que mi experiencia sea muy diferente a la que fue. Si quieres aprender a dejar ir las culpas, las vergüenzas, los miedos, el miedo, el juicio a los demás o el miedo de ser exitoso, porque muchas veces nos saboteamos a nosotros mismos. Soy programadora neurolingüística, soy hipnoterapista, soy life coach, también soy especialista en creencias limitantes y mucho más. Y estoy aquí realmente para servirte. Esta es mi misión de vida y mi propósito de vida y lo quiero compartir contigo. Empezamos el 27 de febrero a las 7 de la noche. ¿Quieras unir a nosotros en este grupo que vamos a hacer? Que empezamos muy pronto. Mi nombre es Mónica Ramírez, la guerrera del amor, y únete a este programa de transformación en metamorfosis. Este diplomado realmente va a cambiar tu vida. So my invitation in this short episode, it is to the retrospective and what are you carrying on, and many other things, how we see a relationship, how a relationship should be. It comes from our parents because those are the first relationships that we saw growing up. They were divorced or they were together, they were fighting, how did they treat each other. And you were one of the lucky ones that your parents were together and loving each other and bringing flowers and going dancing and dinners and so forth. And they have a beautiful communication. You were one of the few lucky ones because the majority of the human beings, we don't have that. Yes, my parents were together for 54 years of fighting and until my father died. But that's what I expect from all my relationships, to be that conflict, because that's what I was raised for. Love doesn't have to be conflict. A relationship doesn't have to be conflict. There are thousands of ways they can show you that they love you without bringing you flowers or chocolates. But at the same time, it starts inside. How much you set boundaries? Do you tell them how you want to be treated? Because a boundary is that it is telling them how you want to be treated. Your mate might not know, your couple might not know that you like chocolates or you like flowers. Have you tell them? Or you just hiding because you don't want to create a conflict? Tell them what do you like and hear them what they want at the same time. Treat yourself with that respect. Because one of the things that I learned about boundaries, it is that to keep the people inside in your circle. Because you don't want to put a boundary to someone so until you get to the point that if they fed you up, you're so tired of them and then you just want to keep them outside your circle. So boundary is actually very healthy for everybody. Keep the persons that you love in your circle and you tell them how you want to be treated, but also listen to the other side, how they want to be treated too. It is time to create a world of love and cooperation, and it starts always from within. You are very important. But if you don't believe that you're important, how you're going to project that from outside? Remember that no one can give you what they don't have for themselves, but that applies from us first. So this is just thoughts that you should be thinking if you want. Of course, no one is forcing you to think or nothing. But when you ask for so many things of your couple and he don't do it, he don't brought me chocolates, he don't brought me flowers, he don't take me for dinner and this and that, or eat tacos, whatever it is to you, how do you treat yourself? How do you treat your mate? But mainly, how do you treat yourself? Every time in the mirror, do you call yourself names? Oh, how ugly, how old, how fat, how terrible I look. I am not good enough, etc., in the mirror, and you're telling that to yourself. That is not self-love. How do you want someone to come and tell you, oh, you're worthy, you're lovable, you are beautiful, you are amazing, when you don't even do that to yourself? Someone comes and tells you, you're not even going to believe it. because you don't have that for you. So in this Valentine's love, I invite you to get out of the Hallmark idea. And it happened. Great. Who doesn't like flowers and chocolates and dinners? But don't focus on that and the outside and who's gonna give you. Focus on the inside. What you're gonna give to yourself. When was the last time that you actually said, you know what, I'm gonna buy myself a chocolate? Why? Because I deserve it. You look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself how amazing and beautiful being you are. Talk to yourself with love. And every day, not only Valentine's Day, should be that. So, with all my love, I leave you with this: love yourself. That's where it starts everything. And when you do it inside, it will project from outside that self love. And I tell you that by experience. I learned that. These white hairs showed me that. This is Monica Ramirez, the warrior of love, and I'm here to support you. Have a great day, and thank you for watching me. It is help you? Great. Share it with your friends. Leave me a comment. What do you think about this video? I will answer them. Thank you. Monica Ramirez, the warrior of love. Thank you for being in Soul Talk.